All right, gentlemen, with the heavy after patch 7.0, we are now max prestige, so we are going to go through which order I think you should take your prestige ranks, some builds, as well as the new weapons that are available to the class, and all of the new weapon builds that are now available as well. So make sure you are updating your weapons because all of the builds have changed, and then all of your 6.0 class builds will still be very good now, and mostly even stronger than they were before. Just update your weapon builds. So we're going to start right here with our prestige ranks. And when it comes to the prestige ranks with the heavy, he has some very, very important ones for the class. And then the order I am recommending you take them in is going to be conviction first, which is when your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 10 seconds. This one is going to be up a lot, so every time you go from your armor to your health, you're just going to be at a 25% health reduction bonus. And then we got a duelist, perfect parry, and perfect block window increases by 25%. For me, this is the most important one on the class, so you're definitely picking this one up second. You would grab it first, but it's not available until rank 2. And then next up, you're going to take a reverberating impact. Stomp area of effect radius increases by 50%. And then your final perk, and this one is fine. Whenever you open this one up, that is when you will get your reset button. So like I said, make sure you are taking these in the order that you want to. And then the last one I got here is exponential force, which is melee damage increases by 100%. So these two together do feel very nice on the class. I would say for the ones that I don't have on right now is auxiliary reload, and that is just because I am staying up fine on my ammo, even in absolute difficulty. So when the difficulty ramps up, I do think auxiliary reload will be a necessary one. And if you are struggling with ammo, you are going to want to replace one of these two. For me, I would replace the 100% extra damage because I just like the area of effect clearing out a lot more. So this is how I would run it if you are fine on ammo. But if you are having trouble with ammo, then you are going to want to switch off and grab auxiliary reload for your fourth and final perk. But definitely grab these two first. These are very, very good to have on the class. Okay, we are going to start right here with our Melta build. And for this build, this loadout right here, the weapon loadout that you're seeing, the multi-Melta and the heavy bolt pistol, this is going to be your best build for your early levels on the class. If you're looking just to level the fastest and to be able to complete the highest difficulties, this is a very, very good one to run. But when it comes to the heavy, all three of his primaries are so overpowered. Prestiging at the early levels is easier than most of the other classes because your primary weapons are so strong. You're not missing your perks quite as much as the other classes. At least that's personally how I felt. So very, very strong when it comes to any choice. But I felt like the multi-Melta, I could carry my entire team even if I was like at level 1. So very strong, and I'm talking even on the highest difficulty. So very, very good weapon. And this is the build that I was running. And then, like I said, you are updating. I may have even updated the class build here for the Melta. This one feels real nice. And then you're definitely updating your multi-Melta perks, and then also your heavy bolt pistol. Now that you have that available, is a big boost to this build right here. Because the multi-Melta, the only problem you had was some range, and the heavy bolt pistol is, the best secondary in the game and very, very strong. So this is a great pairing and just made this build that much stronger. And then we're going to take a look at our plasma build. We're going to run both of our plasma weapons. Oh, and just so you know, when it does come to the multi-build here, for when it comes to the team perk, you are picking whatever team perk is going to suit your gameplay best. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you need, that's the one you're going to want to take. And then when we are going over here to our plasma build, this one we are putting on the plasma pistol just to pair it up with our overheat up here. And then you are going to have your secondary does 20% more damage because the plasma pistol doesn't reload. So it's always going to have that 20% extra damage, and the plasma pistol is very strong when you're using it when you're using the charge shot. So this right here, very strong build, still remains one of the top builds in the game. And I would say that this and the multi-Melta are the two best, but the heavy bolt you know, the heavy bolter is no joke. And right here is what I'm speccing it out to when I'm running it. And then your other new weapon that you have available is the heavy bolt rifle you're seeing there at the bottom. And that yellow dot is what you're taking on your class perks if you switch to the heavy bolt rifle. And then you can kind of choose the heavy bolt pistol or the plasma pistol. That one's going to be up to you. Both of them will work good. I would probably go heavy bolt pistol if you're just looking for like the strongest build overall. And when it does come to the heavy bolt rifle, I do feel like that's more of like a novelty primary weapon on the class just because it has heavy in it. I always thought he should have it. This, you know, the same thing with the pistol, but it's not as nearly, you know, as good as like the heavy bolter or your other weapons, but it is good to switch to. It's very nice for variety, and I'm glad they gave it to the class. And honestly, it has one of the coolest trees in the game. It has some really cool perks on it. Okay, now when it does come to all of our primary builds that you are seeing here, these are all very strong builds. They all ran me through absolute very easily, but there was a lot of perk changes when it comes to the weapons, you know, a lot of mastery point changes, whatever you want to call it. So I am going to have dedicated videos to each weapon that you're seeing here, so just keep an eye out for that. And they will have multiple builds for, you know, I'm thinking I'm going to do it definitely by tearing into chaos, and then possibly even by operation, how you should spec the gun out for all kinds of different occasions, because they did add a lot of different build variety and things like that to each different weapon. So keep an eye out for that. But right now, these builds right here that I got specced out are very, very good for you guys. And then I just wanted to show you a quick screenshot of that. And then we will take a look at our secondary weapons here. And then when it comes to our secondaries, remember that the Inferno pistol is going to be a new weapon on the class. But when it comes to the Inferno pistol, I kind of feel like the heavy can't really take advantage of it like some of the other classes can. So, you know, I find the heavy bolt pistol and the plasma pistol to be much better choices. And I find your top choice now to be the heavy bolt pistol in nearly every situation. And then sometimes the plasma pistol may beat it out. But like I'm saying, the heavy bolt pistol, my top choice in the game. All right, overall, when it comes to the heavy after patch 7.0, I think he has some very, very good prestige perks. I had a lot of fun, honestly, going through most of my perks here and going through all the levels with the heavy again and really putting in this much time with the class, because it really did show me just how powerful this class is. No matter what weapon you're picking, you're popping off for, at the bare minimum, 20k damage. Like, you almost can't do less than that, and then you're just topping up at like 30k damage. So, and I'm talking about in like random queue matches. So very, very strong. I was very impressed with the class and just how you can go down to level 1 and his primary weapons are so strong that you really don't even miss your perks, and then just every perk you're getting is just making you that much more powerful. So fantastic time. I think people that are the heavy should go through and they should get all of his prestige perks. I found them all to be very useful. And yeah, I thought the grind was definitely worth it when it comes to this class right here.